Hello there, welcome back to High Class. And as promised in the previous videos, I said that we are going to look at a sample excerpt from the Samaritan to cater for the Form 3. And if you have not looked at the previous videos, you can go and check. First, you must understand the elements of an excerpt, the kind of questions that are set in an excerpt that we did in the first video. The second video, we did a sample excerpt from Fathers of Nation to cater for the Form 4s, and now we are doing the last a sample from the Samaritan to cater for the Form 3. So I'm going to read one. This is from Act 1, Scene 3 of the Samaritan. Please take your seats. Inspector Bembe and Miss Harvester resume their seats. As you all know, the Samaritan crisis has snowballed into a huge nightmare since our meeting a week ago. I called you here as my dependable allies so that we can agree on how to handle the unfolding crisis. Before we can get there, Your Worship, it is only fair that I bring to your attention uh, the very high likelihood of my untimely death anytime soon. What did you say? Bembe says, I looked into the app yesterday and found out that I am accused of countless cases of corruption, violation of human rights, drug peddling, and extortion. It's giving me the willies. And you know very well my blood sugar isn't good. At one point, I suspect I did drifted into a coma. Moses says, did you say sugar? That is a bit dangerous. You may need to eat some salt every now and then. But above all, don't worry, you're not alone. Holding his head with both hands. I also temporarily lost consciousness when I learned that my deputy Seima and Ted are mobilizing council and aldermen to pass a vote of no confidence in me. I fear they will send me to prison. I now see Baneta Express prison each time I close my eyes. It's such a damn place. I can even smell the revolting stench of the cells through, though I have never been there. Avista says that could be an ill omen. It's a very distinct smell, so strong. I have been unable to eat since yesterday. Wembe says you may need to chew something with a strange taste and pungent smell, or in fact something completely neutral like ordinary grass. But I am not scared. As I always say, that is mostly talking. This is the nature of war. To get to our business, Havisa says, Your Worship, let me also bring to your attention that I am accused of many crimes of abuse of office. The lesser accusations are the letters I did banning, the use of app, and directing our ICT officer to take steps against suspect innovations. No sooner had I dispatched the letters than they found their way into the Samaritan. Moses says, looking at Harvester, don't worry. I'm also accused of many crimes, particularly what they are calling municipal capture. What exactly is that, by the way? It's the worst form of corruption and abuse of office in which your private interests determine the direction of the public policy. Do you think there is evidence for that? I see a wide range of purported documentary evidence posted on the app, but I don't know whether it is admissible in court. I wonder how the people are getting all this information, some of which is classified. It is the porcupine. Bembe says, the porcupine, Momsi? Yes, the weather-beaten porcupine. I mean the opposition chief on Basdeo. He has been the main actor behind the information on that thing and the newspapers. My contact in the media houses confirmed this to me last night. The day we left Sagrada Secondary School last year, the porcupine went straight to the bank. He withdrew money and paid journalists to sit down uh, for days on end, looking for any damaging information on us and uploading it on the Samaritan. He has assembled serious arsenal against us, enough to last for the next 2 months. That confirms the Samaritan is a political weapon intended to destroy me. And the porcupine can do anything to acquire power, even stealing his own mother. He is doing a horrible job on us. Today's stories are particularly damaging. Looking at the mayor, they have all reported, for example, that I ordered the purchase of all newspapers the other week using the public funds following your instructions. So up to there, that is the exact. As I said, they just pick a section, maybe a page, 2 pages, or maximum 2.5, and they put it in your exam, and they ask some questions about it. Let's see some of the questions that were asked from this excerpt. Number one, we had, of course, context. The question that asks about the context. That's number. So place this excerpt in its immediate context. So we have context, and this we said is usually 4 marks. And when you give an answer, you have to give two answers. Number one, you tell what happened before. Then you tell us what happened after. This one is 2 marks. This one is 2 marks. Okay. So for our case, immediately before this excerpt, what happened? A lot of information was being posted on the Samaritan by the people regarding the misconduct of the leaders. And they had met, they met, all the leaders met, tried to come up with a strategy to help themselves to out of the app, the accusations of the app, and 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 uh, there was a fallout. The leaders, they had a fallout, so that Seima and Ted went on one side, and they decided to go and vote a vote of no confidence against Mosi, while Mosi now, a week later, calls for an emergency meeting now with the friends, the few, right? That is Mosi, Harvester, and Bembe, and they're trying to discuss what can they do, what can they do. And so immediately before the excerpt here, it's now the leaders have met, and they're trying to come up with a strategy, the three, after the fallout from the previous meeting. That is before. Okay, immediately after, what happens? So Harvester continues immediately after the excerpt. Harvester continues to give more evidence about what is happening, what the leaders have done. For example, he gives examples of the newspapers, the Sentinel, and the others that are claiming what the leaders have done to them in their municipality. And later, we also find out that Bembe used the land, grabbed the land of Maracas University and built there his own hotel. And later, the trio tried to come up with a solution to the problem. They decided that, one, they are going to sort the issue of land for Bembe. Number two, they are going to visit teacher Nicole and the judge to help them to stop. And lastly, they are going to deal with the vote of no confidence. Okay. So that is briefly the context. What happened before and what happened after. So it don't test about the plot. You must read the book very many times so that you master the sequence of events. So that is one. Number two, question said, give the character trait of Mosi and Basdeo. Give one character trait of Mosi and one for Basdeo. So from the play, from the excerpt, when we read it, I find that Mosi is fearful. You can say Mosi is fearful, or Mosi is anxious. Mosi is fearful. What does he say? I fear they may send me to prison. I fear. Mosi is very fearful when he's talking. For example, he said, let me see. Uh, let me see. There's some place here. Um, yeah, Moses says, Alderman to pass a vote of confidence. I learned that my deputy Seima and Ted are mobilizing a council of aldermen to pass a vote of confidence in me. I fear they will send me to prison. We said one way of getting a character trait is how, if you look at what the person says directly, or what character says about that character, or what the behavior. So here Moses says he fears. That is character trait. We are talking about Mosi is fearful because evidence is, he says, I fear they may send me to prison. Also, when he sees that vision of the prison, of course, he tells us that Mosi is anxious, and he doesn't want to go to prison, of course. And about Basdeo, we can say Basdeo is ruthless, or we can say also greedy. We are told that Basdeo, he can do anything to acquire power.